this interview very, very quickly.
Protoss est dernière. And we have...
You have the Volticus.
Yeah, Voltacus, the best English caster of the world. Of course.
You flatter me, you flatter me. It's not quite deserved, but it's flattery all the same. How have things been going French side?
Okay, I tell to the players to come, to the team captains,
We're just
Phoenix
waiting
Tears
for
and
them.
Phoenix, the two Phoenixes.
The reborn of Phoenix.
And we have one of the Phoenixes is Phoenix Tears. Hello, Phoenix Tears.
I think,
Hey guys.
Hello again.
I think the name is quite apt right now.
Yeah, a lot of tears.
But will you be like a phoenix? Will you rise up out of the ashes? And
Of
for the
course.
next H&K, will you be back?
Well,
Be the rightful
I could,
captain as well.
I could deflect and choose another race.
In true
No, I would
Phoenix
never do
Tears
that.
fashion. You'd never
I would
betray
never
Team
do that.
Protoss.
Now I'm linked to the Protoss. I will always be a Protoss HK participant.
You have a bond through the colour now.
Yep.
Where is Phoenix? The other Phoenix,
The better Phoenix.
Terran.
Yeah, we call him the better Phoenix.
What do you think about your first game? Here's your first best of 7. It was all kill from Solar, 4-0. Do you think you can do more and win the best of 7 against Terran's team with 3 great players, Phoenix, Funsu, and Freedrans? Do you think you can do
Better than the first game.
yeah?
Yeah, I mean, we obviously very disappointed. We obviously didn't want to lose. We obviously didn't want to lose 4. That was a big blow. But we're very confident against Terran. We're very confident that we can turn this around and win some games and get right back into this tournament. It's obviously we're very, very, very disappointed. We know we can do better. We know that there's a lot of things we could have done better, and we've spoken about it, and we're gonna put it into action in this best of 7.
Okay,
Hi.
great. I hope it will be better for you. We are waiting 1 minute for the Lord of Phoenix, and just one question. What do you think about your games against Solar? The first one it was a proxy hatch, and the second one you had many zealot for an attack with many zealot. What do you remember from this game right now?
Well, the first game, as soon as I saw there was no hatchery, I knew it was a proxy hatch. I reacted the perfect way. I got stalkers, I got void arrays, and then I just let those lings in. And once those lings in, it's kind of game over. I maybe should have got some more shield batteries, but where I lost the game is letting those lings in. The Zerg's just going to get super ahead. It's going to keep me on one base. I'm going to lose probes. So once those lings were in, I was pretty dead. So just very disappointed that I scouted it. I knew what was coming, but still lost to it. And the next game, because of what I'd seen from Solar, I was so scared that he would all in me, especially with him going pool first. I mean, you can even see I let my first probe die. That was just how nervous I was being, and that charge all in should have hit 30, even a minute earlier. And if I did that, I would have probably killed him before he got his meters out. I was just so incredibly scared of what Solar had.
Hands up the Phoenix around.
Oh, hello Phoenix. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
You saw the games, the PVZ, or not, Phoenix?
Yeah, I saw most of them.
Do you think
what-
the level of Protoss is good? You will win the best of 7 or not? It will be difficult, easy for you?
I think they played really good, but we will be better and all kill them.
Wow.
So
What is your the score you imagine? 4-0, 4-1, 4-2? I don't know.
Well, Zerg 4-0'd already, so we have to do it as well.
Continue this performance.
Yeah.
Okay, 4-0 for Phoenix. And what do you think, Phoenix Tears? 4-0 for you, I guess.
I mean, it's not going to be a 4 this time. for sure. We're gonna win. Hopefully with a 4-1 or 4-2.
I hope so.
Big
Valtech
talk,
is
big
winning
talk.
the game. Like,
Okay, well, Phoenix, you still have 2 best of 7 to play. For you, what will be your best matchup for your team and for you, TVZ or TVP?
For my team, it's TVC.
Okay,
Um,
for you.
and for me, it's TVT. That's why I won yesterday's qualifier.
And TVP, well, it's a difficult matchup for your
we see that
team.
as well.
Yeah, it's rough, but I think we can manage.
Okay, we will see that. Any question from Voltacus or Valvador?
I want to know, with the game we just saw, Valtacus, who do you think will win this? Do you think Terran could win this Ashka main event?
I think the Terrans could definitely win this event. Unsurprisingly, yes. And if not, I will be joining the rest of the Terrans in the stream chats and on the team on the Balance forums whining about this. The team that 4-0'd us. No! Not acceptable!
Terrans like whining, it's I don't know why, they are a bit crazy, don't know. Phoenix Tears, what will be your first player?
We're gonna send out Poison first.
Poison
Oh, yeah.
first, okay. And Phoenix, Lord of Phoenix, who will be your first player against Poison in Neon Violet Square?
Yeah, it'll be me, since
Oh.
the other 2 guys
Team
don't like the
captain,
map.
you want to all kill Protoss team. I understand that right now. Okay. Well, Phoenix, what's your server? Europe and Europe. Okay. No, Europe and US East. Okay, we will play on Europe this first match. Just changing. Oh, I'm in the good server. Great. Well, good luck, have fun, and I
Good
hope
luck, guys.
it's 4-3
Good game.
or a great game. Good luck, have fun, everyone.
Good luck, guys.
Good luck.
Good luck, have fun, guys. Do all
May
your
the
races
best
proud.
Team win. May the best team win.
I know who I have in my heart. Go
Sure,
Phoenix!
teams are the best, and
Go Protoss team.
No
You have
question
to
like
win
that.
one game in HK tournament.
Go
One
Solar!
game
4 the Terrans as well!
Yeah, it's true. But Protoss, you need to win at least one
nah,
map.
Terran will win. What are you saying? Terran will win.
Terran will
Terran
win.
are the best.
Of course, Terran will win. We have
We will
goals.
see. We will see that right now in this game. Voltacus is in the lobby. Okay, I will invite you. Good luck, have fun, guys.
Good luck, guys.
Good
See you on the
luck, guys.
battlefield. There we are. There is our interview with the captains of Team Terran and Team Protoss. No. Yes, Team Protoss. I got it right for once. We are getting ourselves into the lobby very, very shortly. So we will be getting ourselves in the way, and it will be Phoenix representing Team Terran against a to-be confirmed player, which will be Poison for Team Protoss on Neon Violet Square as map number 1. So they are just currently waiting for the players just to get a bit of an understanding for the rules very quickly, and then hopefully then we can get ourselves underway with our second series of the day, which will be starting with Phoenix as our Terran player versus Poison as our Protoss, starting on Neon Violet Square. So we are now currently loading into game number 1. So please guys, let me know in the chat, what are your thoughts on this series? Do you think Team Terran or Team Protoss are going to take this? Are we going to see some crazy range lips shenanigans in the mineral lines? We're going to see some DTs going on, some proxy robos, some proxy cyclones. But we will find out now that we are loaded ourselves into game. Very shortly we shall take a look at what of our players will be doing and start to introduce them. So here we are, spawning in the top left-hand corner as our Terran player representing Leipzig Esports himself and Team Terran. He is Phoenix. And spawning down in the bottom right-hand corner, representing Team System Gaming, the purple Protoss representing Team Protoss, funnily enough. She is Poison. So then, let's get ourselves set up. Are we all sounded up? We can hear what's going on in the game. How wonderful, how beautiful. But we are going to be seeing a gas first. What could be a Reaper expand here, but I'm not 100% sure if it will be a Reaper expand, because you can often see a reactor first out of Terrans here. In this side map, we are just going to see a gateway expand. Super standard macro stuff. It's very much in the meta. There's no 2-gate going on. There's no proxies going on at the moment. We're all fine and dandy. 2 gases being put down straight away by our Protoss player Poison. Phoenix having a good scout around, see what is going on, having the feel around of what Poison's game plan might actually be. While we see Poison trying to go for the CC block. Not the biggest of deals when you're a Terran, because you could just place it elsewhere, lift off. A bit of a mild inconvenience. But now that that Marine is out, we are going to be seeing a reactor coming down. So it's not even a Reaper, it's a Marine expand here. Marine reactor expand. Secondary. SCV scout coming back across. Being met by a probe attacking on the way across. And the depth is going to be our first unit of choice here. A very situational unit, should I say, in the early game here. You can get some damage done with it, but not a lot. It can very easily be shut down by either a bunker, by Marines. They just don't have the staying power that they used to have. Stalkers are often just the better choice in PvT at the moment. So we are going to see both of these players just macroing themselves up real quickly. We're going to see a 1-1-1 play out of Phoenix, who will be going for a what looks to be a mine drop here. It's going to be a Marine mine drop out from him. An actual base building his orbital command. Poison finally going to start to destroy these unbuildable plates. Going to finish off sooner or later. And another sentry out as well. Is Poison playing TVP or is she playing PVZ? I wonder. But we are going to have an Oracle moving out across the map. I wonder if Phoenix is going to have anything ready. He's got the Widow Mines out, but they're not in position to defend against an Oracle. A Widow Mine does indeed one-shot Oracles. However, they need to be in position and burrowed for them to actually do any use here. And now more Stargate is becoming more and more common of an operand PvT. It was long extinct after every single player was just expecting it time and time again. However, now it's made a bit of a renaissance, a bit of a resurgence here. And there's nothing quite here to defend against it. And 6 probes do in fact go down here as we see our triple mine drop move out across the map. There will be a Phoenix in position here to deny Phoenix's drop. As confusing as that may sound. And Phoenix is just going to turn around. Whether that was an F2 or not, I'm not 100% sure. I believe that may have been an F2. Yeah, he's going to turn back around again. Oracle left with 14 hit points there, channeling himself straight through the bunker. Nearly losing that. However, now we are going to be seeing Phoenix powering up onto a 2-1-1 setup right now. Going to be possibly thinking about expanding again, getting onto that third base play. But for now, resaturating the main is the highest of priorities. And 7 probes go down to the Widow Mine drop there. That was a big shot that I did in fact miss. I'm sorry guys there. And on top of getting all those probe kills, you also get to see what sort of tech the Protoss is going for. So we're going to see a Twilight coming out. Will it be a Twilight Robo though? Nice pickup on the mine there. Will it be able to save? Just doesn't save it. About a second or two too late there. Almost did save it. So Poison being able to hold on quite well here. Taking the 6 worker league right now. Both players killing considerable worker counts. This Oracle is going to hover its way across to the main base of Phoenix. Going to see if it can poke in again, get some damage done. Going to get some more worker kills on these weak, bludgeoned workers here. But not quite as effective as they used to be, since it now takes 3 shots to take down an SCV rather than the original 2. Widowmine being burrowed in the middle of the base there, having to evacuate all the SCVs out of the way. But this Oracle is being an absolute nuisance. 12 kills on it. Third base being completed here for Poison. Going to go for the back door here, trying to opt for the higher gas count rather than that mineral income, which is probably more important. I'm thinking of maybe DTs coming out since we have a Twilight tech choice out. But first we will see Phoenix go for this big move out, this biomine push here. Stim finishing up now. Liberators on the way, and a third base about 2/3 of the way done. And again in this back position. Scan going down the front door of Poison. He's setting himself up for this attack. And none of Poison's forces are actually scouted by that scan, which is actually rather worrying for Phoenix. Because you don't know, is Poison's army across the map? But either way, Phoenix is just going to charge up this round, set up the defensive position with these mines. Although the Observer is in position to spot this. Poison knows about this army in the front. And Adept Shave is going to scout out this army, going to get a feel of the numbers here for Phoenix. Possible jump straight into the main here. 3 medevacs, not quite enough to ferry it all over, but it's worth the shot. Poison catching note of this. This possible drop into the main. Gotta bring all of our army up into the main base here to try and defend. Meanwhile, back at home, we're going to see double gas come down out of Phoenix. It's going to transition into what should be more factories, more starports even. I'm going to see the drop come into fruition here into the main base, while Phoenix moves the rest of his army round into the back third base here that doesn't actually exist at this moment in time. Drop landing, probes being evacuated, 9 in fact going down, folks firing down on the Nexus here. Going to be a massive kill on Poison's income there, setting himself into a nice defensive position. Observer also there to be able to pick up on the Widow Mines. All in all, a lot of damage being done as we do see a second prong actually being engaged in the back of this mineral line here. 21 probes going down. Liberator making its fabulous return here. Not quite being able to take down a Stalker, but so many probes going down. 22 already. There is more harassment down here with another Widow Mine in the back of this backdoor third base. And with Storm done now, with extended thermal lance, I think that Poison might want to go for some sort of attack. However, despite all that has happened this game, Poison is only down by 5 workers. So many workers actually being killed here. I wonder, what does Phoenix want to go from here? Does he want to carry on with the harassment, or does he want to go for a big frontal push? Now that he knows he has the army supply advantage, he knows he has that economical advantage, he has his bases intact. Poison's having to rebuild her nexus in the main base to try and deal with the blow that Phoenix has dealt him. The large army out for Phoenix is going to be making its way across the map here into this 3 o'clock position, ready to siege up outside of Poison's natural here. Liberator mine soon to get itself ready. Our 4th base is going to be starting to be constructed here for Phoenix, along with the upgrades +1 as well. No sign of a +1 armor, however. Liberator being set up in position here, ready for some form of push. However, I wouldn't recommend it while these debris is here. He really needs to clear this out before he goes for anything. Guardian Shield is set up a bit preemptively there, ready to push out against this army, but the Widow Mines are in perfect position to get the splash damage across on everything. The Colossus splash damage is so strong against these Marines with no combat shields. He's having to pick up and run away here with everything in medvacs, and he might actually lose everything to these Phoenixes dropping off, but just takes down the medevac. Only just, but with reinforcements at home, it's still not looking good for Poison, who only has 3 Colossi left. The army is looking very, very much on the small side right now. Back at home, +1 weapons is being researched, +1 armor as well. And even +1 air weapons as well for the Liberator damage. Getting that +2 air weapons is usually the optimum one, because that way it takes 3 shots for a Liberator to kill a Stalker rather than 4. I believe that's right. No, I believe this might be 2 rather than 3. A little rusty in such regards. But we will have a double Liberator coming into the back around the corner here. Probably going to go for the back here, and in fact going to go for 2 bases all at once. One being in range of the photon cannon, not getting too much done. However, the one in the back door is going to be completely uncontested. But only with a Phoenix coming in for a bit of air support here, these are going to be able to clean this up and return to mining. Going to get another 2 kills there, nearly 3. 4 Colossi now out on the field. Liberator's not quite with this army here that he really needs to be able to deal with this army. He has a heavy Marauder count, but I still don't think it's enough to be able to deal with this number of Colossi. And this 4th base coming down with a Planetary Fortress. Going to be super strong against any form of counter-attack from charge lots, but only from Stalkers on the high ground would he actually be afraid to take damage. But in the meantime, he's going to be hanging around in the middle of the map, around these purple squares, these annoying little purple squares, ready and waiting for Phoenix's next commands. I honestly think that Combat Shield has been completely forgotten here by Phoenix. He's not got it at all. It's not on the way. I don't think he's even realised. He must have done when he fighting the Colossi, when his Marines were completely melted, that there's still no Combat Shield. Lib range being researched right now on 2 starports here, one with a tech lab. And all is quiet here on the Western Front. But now that Phoenix is moving out, things should get a little bit more lively. But with no Liberator support, this should not be an easy fight for him. Big Widow Mine drop is going to head his way out here. Going to see what damage you can get done with these rather obsolete units now heading towards the late game here. Widow Mines do get the connections they need right there. Get a good 8 kills there, heading straight into the natural as well. In fact, going to go beyond the natural. A little bit of a risky move right there. And back at home, Phoenix is just going to be massing up his Liberators, get that +2 air weapons. And now that Liberator range is completed, he's going to be opting to go for that bit of a move out here. Going to be going for that Liberator siege push. The only way that Poison could really deal with is getting us around, but she just doesn't have the army supply for that. It's all concentrated in very heavy hitting units. Oh, and a massive storm going down on the army. They're killing off all of the Marines even. This is just a mass Marauder force. Not a bad one at all, to be honest. Especially Marauder Liberator, not exactly being a bad composition, but storms down on everything. Poison is able to clean up with absolutely minimal losses there. Losing literally nothing. And the resources lost tab really does show that. Losing 6,000 less resources than her counterparts. But Phoenix is really just trying to take the advantage in economy here. Gonna be taking this gold base as well to really try and push that even further ahead. No more Liberators seem to be coming out here. It's all just medevacs to replace what he lost in that last fight here. Bit of a scan going down, trying to find the army of Poison, which is actually poised to attack this gold base right at the last moment, just before it's completed, so that Phoenix is able to get the cancel down. Liberator siege is coming down in the corner here. Whereas Poison's just going to opt to go all the way around. Maybe even back home. I am not sure what Poison's plan is here. If she wants to move out and go for a big frontal attack like every Protoss wants and needs. We do have Phoenix go for this big triple drop into the main, try and possibly get some damage done to the production of the Protoss player. However, Phoenix is a bit of a loss on where Poison's army is. Drops making their way round towards the main base. Going to make a good drop in there. However, there is a little bit of an army in here to defend a High Templar. They're going to be able to feed back on every single one of these and let the Void Ray clean up. However, the High Templar is going to get killed before Poison actually realizes here. A big recall goes down. And it looks like Phoenix is just going to get away, wasting the energy and time here. But Stork is in a beautiful position to be able to take down each of these medevacs here. But not without losing all the Storks in position. 4 Storkers taking a beautiful trade and just getting the cancel down on that gold base. And it still looks like Phoenix back at home is not actually making any real moves to push out against its Protoss opponents. I feel the Poison really needs to move out as one big army to try and crush what Phoenix has before it's too late. She's already down in army supply here. Liberators not even going to siege up, so this army is really, really weak. The strength of the Terran army comes in its defense here, with burrowed Widow Mines, with Liberator sieged up, and even in the early game, if you think, to siege tanks, that sort of thing. In offense, they are not very good. But the thing is, you have to think is, when do I defend? And more importantly, where do I defend? Do I defend the position right in front of the gold base of my opponent? But it's very, very hard to attack into a fully upgraded army such as this one that Phoenix has. But we are going to see some nukes being created as we see a Zealot drop come out. Going to get cleaned up very, very quickly here. We're going to see Phoenix try and end this game with nukes rather than anything. He's going to try and put on a show for everyone. 2 nukes at a time. Going to soon be 3 once Cloak is finished. And he's going to bring out his entire army to deal with this. The Liberator siege up is going to be moving forward slowly with that. But it looks like Poison's opting to go for an engagement. However, that idea is going to be quickly battered away by the reinforcements. Liberator sieging up right in front of her face. There is not a lot that Phoenix can do. However, she does find a hole in the lines of the Liberator sieges here. And it's going to take a nice engagement. If you can get the High Templar forward, the storms are going to be great. As per usual, massive storms going down, really cutting down the army. Storms on top of absolutely everything. Oh, the Liberator is just not able to do the damage required here, and the Void Ray are going to clean up everything. And yet again, Poison is just going to be ahead in army supply here. Phoenix is just not taking the position that he wants with these Liberators, taking out fights in a far too open area. The Terran revels in choke points. Defending choke points are their supreme advantage. However, I don't believe this is any position for Poison to be attacking. Her army is very, very small. She lost quite a few Colossi there. And her High Templar as well are dwindling in number. At this point, it wouldn't be a bad idea if Phoenix just sort of conga line of death across the map. Poison just doesn't quite have the economy that Phoenix does. She's down by 10 workers, and the saturation just is not very great, I don't believe, in any of her bases. All her 3 main bases are indeed mining out. She needs to expand a bit more. Recall coming down on just a handful of Marines, but 9 Marines able to course the recall. And we are going to be seeing a Sky Toss transition here. 3 Void Rays at a time here. Fleet Beacon is already down. Are we going to be seeing a carrier transition very shortly? Or it could just be mass Void Ray. So we're going to have a sensor tower net be created by Phoenix around his base here, making sure that Poison's army is never out of touch. No, the nuke's trying to get down, but just in range of a photon cannon. Even the High Templars get the kill. The High Templar did get the kill, and not the photon cannon, in fact. That's actually amazing. Nuke's gonna come down. Nuclear launch detected. This is going to be it. This is going to be when massive damage is going to be caused, and Poison's going to pull back. She's going to try and deal with this. Oh, the probes do pull away just in time for the nuclear launch. And this ghost is going to very, very soon run out of energy. And it is going to get murdered very, very swiftly. Poison, all business as usual, going to move back out with Tempests, with Void Rays. She's going to try and deal with this mass Marauder force that is going to be moving out to try and deal with this gold base as well. These bases that she has at the very front are very, very spread apart, so she can't defend everywhere at once with her entire combined army, and that's really going to be a worry for her if she doesn't know where the army is of Phoenix. But it looks like Poison is going to go on the offensive here. Phoenix knows this. She's within that center tower range. And nevertheless, he is just going to go and try and take down the gold base here of Poison. Take down the economy, killing probe after probe after probe. Going to get the recoil. It gets cancelled. The Nexus goes down. She tries to come back home to try and defend, but it's just too little, too late. And she's going to have to, in fact, just walk home instead. Tempest out as well. And if she can get a nice position here before the Liberator siege up, I think she can very well kill the army here of Phoenix. But with a defensive nuke here going to go down. No cloak on the Ghost, so it could very, very easily be stopped. Oh, but the nuke goes down on the army, getting a little bit of damage down. But I don't think this is going to be enough for Phoenix to be able to take the advantage in this fight here. Maybe I was wrong. Without the High Templar there, she can really not engage at all. Some good storms, nevertheless. No pre-splitting going on. Finally, we're going to see the army try and take down this High Templar, but at what cost? Everything is going to be taken down there nearly. And Liberators, 3-3 Liberators are a menace in the skies. They do so many attacks, and they do splash damage as well. Nuclear launch coming down as well. No vision on that Ghost at all. Nuke is going to come in, but the army is just getting shredded here for Phoenix. The nuke did very, very little there. Does he even have any nukes left? He has no nukes left even. And he's trying to do the best he can with just this Marines without any combat shield. I wonder what are the moves by both of these players. We look like we're trying to get decisive moves out of both of these players. Phoenix setting up for an attack with heavy Viking counts coming out now, whereas Poison is sitting back at home with a not very technical army here. The Tempests are high tech, but they can't really do much to an army. Not of the size that Phoenix is pumping out right now. Phoenix poised to go for another attack, and without any more splash damage from the Colossi, only in the High Templar, but he has the Ghost able to EMP the High Templars if able. And he's just going to run in and try and take out the economy here of Poison, snipe down the Nexus with that 3-3 Marine damage. Surely he has to realise that he has no combat shields by now. It's nearly 30 minutes in. And he has to realise. Oh, but the storm. Oh, this fight is so horrible with the storms. There is no splitting going on at all. And it's just not able to engage this. The Tempests just have so much health, and they do so much damage to these ground units that now that it's in a smaller size Bioforce, she's able to pick them off with the Tempests. More guys, more reinforcements moving out across the map for Phoenix here. It looks like he's going to go for another attack. Very offensive this time. No pre-sieging from these Liberators at all. Going to siege on top of what with the army, and GG is going to be called. Phoenix is going to take game number 1 for Team Terran in a 30-minute TVP. Oh, that hurt my voice a little bit. I hope that was fun enough. There was some nuke action, but... Whew. Oh, man. Holy. So if we have a take a look at the brackets, we will be on Eastwatch for game number 2. And Phoenix will be playing again, as he did win the last game. As this is an all-kill, this is a best of 7 all-kill. 3 players versus 3 players, but the last player of each race gets to revive. Sorry, a choice of player from each race gets to revive as the final pick in an ace match almost. That's warmed me out a little bit. So much I've run out of water. So I wonder, who is Phoenix going to play next? Team Captain Phoenix. So I wonder who is going to go up against Phoenix here. Because things just aren't looking good for Team Protoss at all right now. They're currently down 5 games, not won a single one just yet. Phoenix Tears just not having the team lineup that he wanted right now. He had some dirty tricks laid up, but he's not been able to use them the best way possible. So let's have a look around then. Oh man. Yeah, so Phoenix just realised now that he never researched Combat Shield, which is rather worrying. Yet he still won. Which was it's an interesting plot twist, if you ask me. I have to come on to my reserve water now, before my throat gives in. And the worrying thing is we have another best of 7 to play, to watch, to cast after this one. So pray for my voice that it stays intact. And then I also cast this weekend. It's Epic LAN, the UK's largest LAN, which should be good. I'll be casting a StarCraft there. So let's hope I don't lose my voice for that. Huh. So we are going to be switching over to the Americas server very quickly here. I'm not sure which player we have in. I've not had a quick look, so no, it's not quite being updated on that bracket just yet. So I'm not 100% sure who will be playing up against Phoenix in game number 2, which hopefully will be a little bit shorter for my sanity's sake. And it can be a bit of a resident sleeper match if it goes on too long. Righto then. So it's looking like we will be having Xenodor, Xenodactyl, Jahaviel as our Protoss player who will be facing off against Phoenix. As we do get into a lobby with him just now. So out of Xenodor, I am thinking that we might have some DT play, something really cheesy, maybe even a cannon rush. I'm wondering what he's going to throw out there. I'm thinking most likely DTs, because that's more his style. It's a bit of a cheesy Protoss. And personally, I don't think he can stand up against Phoenix in a macro game. But that's what we saw from the series against the Zergs. He just could not get to that level in the macro. He had to get where he is now through his cheesing alone. The PvP cannon rushes. But we will now be loading into game number 2 between Team Terran and Team Protoss. Xenodactyl versus Phoenix. So bear with me one moment. We do now find ourselves in game. Should get ourselves set up, and then we shall get ourselves looking at that game and introducing our players. So we do have spawning in the bottom left hand corner, representing Team Sonic Aftermath, Team Protoss. As our teal Protoss, he is Xenodactyl. And spawning in the top right hand corner, representing Team Terran, Team Leipzig Esports, he is Phoenix. In the beautiful shade of red there. Wonderful. Wonder if I have my contrast turned up on North America, because that's what I feel like. It's a bit burning my eyes. Let me know if it is a bit different here. Maybe it's just the map. I'm getting the feeling it might just be the map. So, Xenodactyl and Phoenix having a bit of banter at the start, talking about cannon rushes, what Xenodactyl is actually famous for, and Phoenix, taking note of this, is going to be walling off straight away, and we're going to have a bit of lag here. One of our players is going to be dropping. So one of our French casters has disconnected very quickly.
Game paused.
You lag, Fauncha! Please leave! How savage, how rude. I have no idea what that means. Eh? There we are. He's left the game. Hopefully we can get ourselves back in once we have resumed here. And I can hope our players are ready. We're going to see a double gas opening out of Phoenix. It's a little bit of a confused build order, I think. He's a bit worried about a cannon rush. He's going to have a scare round. And I don't believe he actually sees yet the gateway that is actually over here. So we're going to get back into game, and he's eventually going to scout it, but not without paying the price of this early depot here. That is going to mess up his timing slightly. Xenodactyl going for the mind games here. It's just going to be a gateway expand out of Xenodactyl. Xeno going for his absolute hardest to mind game Phoenix here. Do you want to even trap this SUV in? Or just escape? So if you trapped him in the corner, would have been insta GG. That's your problem. Bit of sass there. So we are going to see another Marine expand out of Phoenix here. In fact, no, we're going to have a 1-1-1. It's not going to be a Marine expand. It's just going to be a Marine first. Marine is going to patrol the high ground, while Xeno on the other side of the map is going to be taking his expansion. Cybercore there as well. And a Twilight Council too. Got all of our buildings in the far right hand corner here. Good siege tank position, good drop here, could easily take down all of these buildings without much resistance at all, which is rather worrying for Xenodactyl. We are going to see what looks to be a proxy here. I think we're going to have proxy DTs, because that's his style, and I've seen him do it in this exact position before. That's 100% what I'm expecting. The probe is ready. But he's also floating a lot. He's not building any probes right now, which is rather worrying. This is where Xenodactyl does slip up. He has got a rather weak macro. It's what makes him a Platinum League rather than the Diamond League as such as those as Phoenix, who I believe is Diamond 1 on EU. So I do actually, in fact, worry for Xenodactyl here. He does now get his Robo down. And 2 total gateways. Dark Shrine in position. Soon he will be ready. More Widow Mines being produced by Phoenix. Is going to go for that Widow Mine drop. And I think it will arrive at about the same time the first DTs make their way across the map as well. Here we are. Medevac making its way. DT Shrine, still another 30 seconds from completion here. And this is going to do so much damage with no units hit. It's a single stalker patrolling the front of the front door here, and this could actually be catastrophic for Xenodactyl, since he will not be prepared in the slightest. Everything is banked up on these DTs doing damage. Widow Mines walk their way into the mineral lines here. Big shot, even though the probes actually pulled, they still got massive damage done. 5 probe kills. You can see an observer make its way across the map. And the warp prism also making its way across the map. Warp gate not being quite finished up right here. Still a gateway. And that turn, there's not really a lot that the Xenodactyl can actually do here. He's waiting for this drop, but with only a single stalker, that's just a single Widow Mine shot. He's still got another 1, 3, 4 taking down probes. And that's a massive worry if you are Xenodactyl. Phoenix, however, is powering up on his economy. And he's going to be going for a Marine tank style here. The couple Marauders mixed in, but there's no sign of SCV production at the moment, which is a little bit of a worry right now. Shadow Stride being researched. Are we going to have some cheesy DT shenanigans going on? And Phoenix knows full well what's on the way. Well, he knows full well that something is on the way at least. Just not that it is DTs. It has to be the cheese that will make Xenodactyl win this game. And if he can't deal with these DTs, he's going to be in a stickler of a problem right now. He's going to lose 2 very, very quickly there. A missile turret being finished up right in front of him. He's going to let it finish up as well. And this is catastrophic here for Xenodactyl. He cannot let that finish. Another DT making his way through still. Getting lots and lots of kills here. 18 total SCVs going down, leaving Phoenix with 19 SCVs. This is not how Phoenix intended this to happen. Not at all. Right now, I'd be moving out. Phoenix needs to move out across the map and just end this now. Xenodactyl has put so much into these DTs that he just has nothing at home. And with Shadowstride researching very shortly, he'll have even more DT problems to worry about. Archon's being morphed. No more DTs out on the map. Yet Shadowstride is finishing up, which is it's an interesting development. And out moves Phoenix. He's going to use this massive army supply lead to actually try and take down his opponent's Xenodactyl here. But I don't believe this is the greatest of armies here. There's no charge on these Zealots. And the DTs, they just don't quite cut it, especially when you scan. This army is a massive, scary, and quite frankly, very, very dangerous here for Xenodactyl. More DTs being warped in. And a siege line being set up. So the problem now for Phoenix is, how does he make his way forward without his siege tanks both killing his own units and not themselves either? So he's got to make sure his bio in the correct position, he's got mines in the correct position, and he can't go too fast either like in the other games. Oh man. If he didn't have that missile turret there, this would have been a massive problem for Phoenix. However, the lack of charge is proving absolutely consequential here for Xenodactyl. He's taken a decent engagement, but it could have been better. If he had charge, it would have been a crushing defeat for Phoenix. His army was completely surrounded by slow Zealots, and that there is where the problem lay. And now Phoenix is just going to lever his even greater army supply lead and just crush his opponent. He's going to make a small army destroy the third, and he's got another one hanging around outside of the natural. And back at home, you just have another eBay and an armory coming down. He's going to be looking for a bit of a later game here. He's going to be going to those double upgrades now that he has his +1/+1. Phoenix looking for the high ground and seeing if there's an army up there. In fact, it's just one solitary Zealot with a couple more on the main base high ground. So this is where Phoenix is just going to stim in and try and end it here and now. It's looking like Xenodactyl might GG very shortly here, with these probes being his last ditch effort of survival. However, I think it's going to be of no use. I think very surely we'll see the GG. There it is. Phoenix is going to take game number 2 and bring the series to a 2-0 lead for Team Terran. Whew. So I wonder, that leaves Phoenix Tears then to defend the honor of Team Protoss here. Ooh. So I believe we'll be going back onto Europe for this next match, since we will have Europe versus Europe facing off against each other with Phoenix Tears versus Phoenix. And it looks like it will be on Blackpink as well. A lot more of a standard map compared to the last 2 games we've just been playing here. Neon Violet Square being one of those funky maps with the tile blockers in the middle. Eastwatch being a much larger macro map. And Blackpink is what you would call a standard map. Regular in size, plenty of bases, and a moderate rush distance. just the midway of every different type of map. So I think what killed Xenodactyl last game was the lack of charge. He had DT Blink and all. The DTs did some pretty darn good damage. Killed a good 20 workers, but alas, it wasn't quite enough. The defense just wasn't strong enough. So we'll be getting ourselves into the next lobby, Blackpink, here for the final regular match before the revival match, which could be very well next game, depending on how Phoenix Tears plays. But Phoenix is definitely the strongest player on Team Protoss, especially in the macro game. So I wonder, what will these players be bringing to the table? I believe Phoenix will be bringing his very standard Marine expand style into this with his Marine mine play. Last game we had Marine tank, but that was under different circumstances. But Phoenix, I think, is quite a formidable opponent. So we now have both of our players ready. We will start to get ourselves loaded into our third game. So very shortly we will be getting ourselves into Blackpink between Phoenix Tears and Phoenix. This is going to be a more confusing match. Oh god, if there had been pink and purple as well, Phoenix and Phoenix Tears, that would have been... oh, that would have been bad. However, fortunately they are different races. Fortunately we don't have a PvP or a TVT or even, God forbid, a ZVC's Phoenix versus Phoenix Tears, pink versus purple. My god, that would... I wouldn't even attempt to cast that. It would just sort of be a sit there and enjoy the show. So we now found ourselves in-game. We're going to switch ourselves into the in-game overlay. Beautiful, wonderful. And there we have, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, representing Team Sonic Aftermath, Team Protoss, and himself. He is the orange Protoss player. He is Phoenix Tears, the last normal player before the revival match. He needs to bring this back. He needs to bring back the honor to Team Protoss. But first he will need to defeat his opponent, who is spawning in the top right-hand corner of Blackpink LE. He is the teal Terran representing Leipzig Esports. He is Phoenix. It would be a shame, to be honest, if we saw another all kill out of against Team Protoss, at least, proving to be one of the weaker teams right here. Captained well, but I just don't think they had quite the lineup they were looking for here in the H&K tournament. Phoenix looking to go for his expansion here. Plop it down after a gateway expand even. While we have a Reaper expand out of Phoenix. Will be a gas first Reaper expand. And I believe... yes. I believe everything's looking very, very standard here. We're having double gas out of Phoenix Tears. That's right. And we're going to start to see a second gateway go down. rather shortly, I believe, and we're going to start possibly seeing some Stalker play come out. Hopefully, in time for this Reaper to come out. Otherwise, he's going to have nothing here at home. This Reaper is just going to have complete free will over the entire base here. Stargate going to come down here for Phoenix Tears. So if Phoenix can actually scout what Phoenix Tears is doing, then Phoenix can make sure he prepares well for Phoenix's Tears Oracle that will be making his way towards Phoenix's base. That's so confusing to say in my head. So right now we do have the natural base for Phoenix finishing up now, and we're going to have a 2-1-1 style setup here, possibly with a 16 Marine timing attack here, since we do have the same setup going on right now. So I'm wondering, what is actually the plan here for Phoenix? We see no starport attempting to go down just yet. There it goes. Bunker down at the front. With Marines like this, it's pretty decent to have a bunker. Sometimes you can just line up your Marines on the front. If you've got enough Marines, the Stalker coming up will just die to the Marines. You can just stutter step forwards and you kill the Stalker for free, which is pretty darn decent. So we will be having a reactor coming out on this factory, and it's looking like a double medevac coming out. I have no idea what this means. Something about something small, petite, mini freeze, the mini freezer. So we are going to be seeing Marines, just enough Marines. There's 6 Marines out. I believe you can do it with 4 now. Going to save off the Oracle. And it's going to be a double Oracle out here for Phoenix Tears, which is going to make a difference, because that means you can easily gun down all of these Marines with a double Oracle. Oh, but a Widow Mine going down as well, right next to the mineral patch. This will be a massive development if Phoenix Tears opts to fly straight into this mineral line here. But no, it's been rather passive. There's no revelations coming down. It's not going to be going for any pulsar beams down in the mineral lines. It's loaded that drop. Going to go for the double drop. Going to go for the 2-1-1. A little bit of a rusty 2-1-1 by the looks of it. Although it is on time, just with a little bit less than he needed. Yeah, 2-1 has come completely out of favour just recently. I carry on doing it because I love the build, I love my bio openers. God, triple Oracle right now, but it'll be nowhere near in position to try and defend against this double drop. Phoenix Tears observing that Phoenix actually has a drop here. Stim coming down just to kill the single probe here. And that will give Phoenix Tears enough time to set up stasis wards, I believe, for... No, he's just going to run straight in now. No stasis wards coming down. And there's definitely more than enough here to try and deal with everything that Phoenix is going to throw at him. The 2-1-1 is just getting completely deflected, losing so many Marines there, completely worthlessly. This Liberator coming around as a bit of a second prong. But I don't believe it will do much, and these Stalkers are going to make their way around, and they're going to spot this medevac, and they're going to jump on it very, very shortly. Targeting down the full medevac, killing everything inside, and this Liberator going to get some damage done, I think. Phoenix Tears hasn't actually spotted it at all. He's not even going to react at all. He moves his Oracles before he even moves his Liberator. And another drop is going to head out across the map. Liberator getting out of there quite shortly, and it's going to make his way back around into the third base and into its certain doom by the looks of it. We are going to be seeing another medevac full here. It is rather unfortunate for that Liberator not getting a second round of damage done. Bit of a risky move path anyway. So these Oracles are going to make their way across the map. We're going to try and see if they can get any more harassment damage done. See if they can get any more scouting information off on the position and the size of Phoenix's army. Because right now, Phoenix Tears is looking to take the absolute lead here. With a 15 worker supply lead here. A base advantage as well. And also an army supply equal to that of his opponent. And with Storm coming down as well, we're going to be seeing some heavy Storm play that Phoenix just cannot deal with. We saw in Game 1 against Poison. He really struggles against that Storm, especially if he doesn't get his combat shield, which fortunately he has remembered this time. Bit of a poor bit of Oracle micro there, losing one of those Oracles very, very quickly. But now he is aware and alert of the position of this Terran army. Stasis wards going down, and he's going to trap a rather large portion of that army. He's going to scan, going to see another portion of the army. And he's going to simply wait for the rest of the army to finish coming out of the Stasis ward. And Phoenix is just going to advance on this army, which is it's a bit hasty, I think. I don't think it's really necessary right now. No attacks coming out of the Oracle, which could really help. And now that he has the large army here, he's able to attack here. Massive storms going down on Phoenix's army, able to crush that tank, which just dies in an instant to those zealots. And I think very shortly we might see Phoenix even tap out at this point. It's only on 2 base, not even fully saturated there. A sad, crying face comes out of the Phoenix as this army absolutely crushes, taking minimal losses here. Phoenix Tears just looking to absolutely dominate in this match. Really exactly what Team Protoss needed. A single ray of hope here. The question is, can he bring it back in the next 4 games? Can Phoenix Tears 4-0 or 4-1 the rest of the opponents? Siege tanks being created en masse. Pretty poor units in the TVP matchup, to be honest, unless you're getting a mid-game timing or your opponent is going super heavy on these Stalkers, then they aren't really the best of units, because Charge Darts just cause them either to do friendly fire or nothing at all. Liberators are a much better choice, and I wonder how long it will take Phoenix to actually catch on to that. We are going to be seeing Zealots moving out across the map, trying to clear up any scouting Marines, maybe get a little bit of harassment done, but it's not going to be much at all. Double drop moving out, just a single prong. There's not going to be no double prong. Split the attention in the army of Phoenix Tears. Instead, we're going to have Phoenix Tears scout out this drop even. Gonna be pulling away probes there. Ooh, massive feedback on that medevac, killing everything inside. And this drop is just going to get cleaned up with ease. So many Stalkers out in it and in position, ready. And Phoenix is getting ready for this late game move from Phoenix that Phoenix isn't even done for himself. He's not even going Liberators yet. And the Tempests are already out. Albeit though, Tempests are very, very good units in their own right. They can very well kill off armies in good enough numbers. So we've got a very well-rounded army here for Phoenix Tears, and a good army supply advantage as well. Phoenix Tears is doing a great job here of denying everything that the Terran is throwing at him. We are now going to see some ghosts being produced here. Any nukes at all, Mr. Phoenix? No, not this game. Not just yet. However, I don't think they're actually going to do too much against Phoenix tiers at all. The ghosts or nukes, since most of his army supply is going to be up in Stalkers and soon to be Tempests as well. The High Templars are useful and all, but the Stalkers alone are enough to deal with this Terran army. A lot of preparation, every part of his main base in fact, as we do see Phoenix go for this big move out across the map. Ghosts, siege tanks, marines, marauders and medevacs all in tow here. But the problem is not going to get a very good engagement if Phoenix tiers can get a nice surround here, but in fact it's going to go for a big ball, which is really favourable for the siege tanks and their splash damage. Liberators finally joining the fray, but nothing is sieged up, everything is going to be too late. Storms going down the massive part of Phoenix's army. No EMPs, everything is all happening at once here. Multiple storms going down on the ghosts. Storms after storms going down on the bio, and everything is just being cleaned up. This Liberator siege, far too late. Just able to try and clear it, just only due to the upgrade advantage that Phoenix has. He could trade rather well there. But that was closer than it should have been, to be honest. Phoenix just dragging himself back into this, now on 4 bases to Phoenix's Phoenix tiers 5. But as we see the Tempest count grow, we're going to see him absolutely slaughter armies that are in small numbers. Massive bio armies, sure, they can take down Tempest, but you killed Nova. There's so many ghosts dying this game. Evil laugh. So we're going to have a small force of bio units making their way to try and do some harassment damage here against Phoenix, but this whole army here is there to deal with it, and there's no second prong, there's no dividing up Phoenix tiers armies. It's just in one location at a time, and that's super easy to deal with as a Protoss player, because your army is really strong when it's in just one part. That's the way you want to fight. The Terran, however, wants to get you to either fight across the map in drops, like in the main base, in this northern base, in this middle base here, in drops and pushes, all done at the same time. And then once you get into the later game, when you get completely unassailable armies like this, going to things like Liberators, going to Liberator Ghosts even, and then once the heavy Tempests are out, go for Battle Cruisers. Because you want to constantly be on the defense until you get those Battle Cruisers out. Liberators are super good defensive units. Another drop coming into the main base here, but it's going to get completely shut down by the Resident Tempest, by the Photon Cannons. Super well defensed, and there's not even that much surface area in the main base here. It's all scattered full of production buildings, which actually looks quite nice if you ask me. Phoenix opting to go for a little bit of a bio push out here. It's definitely going to get some work done against these Stalkers. Stalkers really don't do very well against bio at all. They just seem to get shredded. But we also have Stalkers versus a Planetary Fortress here. No range upgrade on it, and oh, it's going to get taken down by the siege tank back at home. Phoenix going to try and do as much damage as possible. There's so many photon cannons here, and with a shield battery to help, it's cleaning up rather quickly. Charge coming down on top of this bioforce. The medevac's out of energy. They're just not doing enough damage. They've not even got onto the harassment yet. There's 3 more cannons to get through, 4 more even, and another bit of army is killed off outside the ramp of the natural, and carriers are going to be the army of choice from now on. 3 carriers being pumped out at a time. Level 2 air weapons This is the army that Phoenix wanted from the start. This is the army that Phoenix has let him get. And this is the late game army that will just crush Bio by itself. So as a Terran, trying to deal with heavy carry armies like this is just not to engagement. You just want to go across the map, you want to try and kill off their economy, because this is a really slow moving army. You want to take advantage of that and not fight it head on. There's a reason why they're slow, and that's because so they're balanced. More drops coming in the back of the 3rd base, but in the back of the 5th base even, but alas, nothing is really coming from it. Probes having to clean up there. And we are going to see a big fight out of these carriers here. Interceptors shooting down everything, and the lag spike occurs, so we have a nice freeze frame here.
Game paused.
The true cliffhanger here. And I believe very surely we'll be seeing Phoenix tap out possibly here. He just cannot deal with the army of Phoenix here. So we're probably going to see Faucia leave the game very shortly, and we will be ready to resume the final bit of this game. And there we are, storms going down on the armies, and carriers finishing off the last army, but the recall goes down. Doesn't want to risk too much, wants to save the army for another day. Going to be going to 4 carries at a time, does not want to risk his late game army here. This is super expensive stuff. Throwing it away would be pointless, so I can see why Phoenix Tears would have recalled his army there. Did they make Thors bigger? I swear down they made Thors bigger, because that's absolutely gigantic. I swear down they never used to be that big. But anyway, he has Thors out on the field now with high impact payload, so he will be able to target fire down these carriers and do great damage to them. Phoenix really laying himself up for an army that can possibly deal with this heavy carrier army. But Phoenix Tears not wanting to move out until all of his carriers are in fact ready. Being produced from all sides of the Protoss base here. And I think very shortly we will see him move out across the map. Here we go. For this final engagement here. Storm's going down right in the middle. Phoenix not quite watching. Storm's doing more damage to his own zealots than the enemy army here. Storm's going down on everything. There is nothing left here for Phoenix, and I think this will be GG as the carrier force makes its way across the map. Phoenix Tears now looking to end this game with the mass carrier here. More carriers are en route. Some last minute missile turrets coming down, trying to defend this, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Storms going down, interceptors shredding everything to bits, and GG is called. Phoenix Tears going to take the first map for Team Protoss in a 20-minute PvT. Whew. Well deserved by Team Protoss. They're not losing only... No, winning a first game here. Can they start to bring it back? Because I'm sure Phoenix Tears will be going in as the revival player. Hooey! Phoenix Tears just keeping the advantage that entire game in every regard, whether it be worker supply, income, army supply. So I wonder who will be the next challenger up against Phoenix Tears. And that map will be Catalyst next. So we've actually got a different coloured... we've got a different colour on the spreadsheet for once. On the brackets. Which makes for a change. But I think this will be a tall task for Phoenix Tears if he is able to go for 3 more match wins here against the Terrans, who are completely unknown. None of them have played yet today. So just to recap who they are, go back through it. So we have Captain Phoenix, who's just been played and has been taken down by the Protoss captain of Phoenix Tears. So that confusing mess is over with for now. And then we also have Funkio and Fred Wingy? Not Fred Winge, I've been told yesterday. And with Quiet in substitute there. So we could either see Funkio or Fred Winge. Fred Wingy. Fred Wingy. That's the correct one. As the next player. So we're just going to wait for confirmation out of... the admins here, the H&K admins. Let's have a look at the chat. What are you guys thinking right now? You're right, it is indeed a small indie company that makes StarCraft. That Blizzard, man. Oh, so there's a chance that the Nova skin will be with the Ghost if you have... Is it the premium skin? I'm not sure. And yes, the Reach. Here comes that reverse all kill. As Phoenix Tears is my friend. I'm going to have to root for him. But I'm also rooting for Team Terran as a Terran myself. I'm a little torn here. So are we going to be getting a confirmation on who the player is going to be? Doesn't look like it just yet. But it looks like it will be Fredwinge, as we do get into a lobby with him. And then hopefully we shall get ourselves into game number 4 on Catalyst. Very, very shortly. Between Fredwinge and Phoenix Tears. So soon we shall get ourselves loaded in to Catalyst LE for our 4th match in the Terran versus Protoss all-kill series, best of 7. So we now have ourselves loaded in. Let's get ourselves set up, and then we can get ourselves on the way and start introducing our players, such as this one, spawning them down in the bottom right hand corner. The winner of the last game, the first winner of Team Protoss. He's representing Team Sonic Aftermath, and Team Protoss, he is Phoenix Tears. And his opponent spawning in the top left-hand corner, representing Team Terran and himself. He is the blue Terran. He is Fredwinge. So I believe, even though I wasn't watching, that was a gas barracks first. Yes, that was definitely gas first into barracks and out of Phoenix Tears, which is going to have what looks to be a gateway expand, just as usual. Very standard macro timings out of Phoenix Tears. Nothing too funky, nothing too crazy. But one thing that I notice about Phoenix Tears, he always gets his Stalker a little bit later than usual. Not quite early enough to defend against a Reaper, such as the one that Fredwinge is going to be building out here now. Fredwinge getting a little bit confused as to where to put his CC. Going to be sending his SCV all over the place and not quite in position to build the CC. There he goes. Going to be going Reaper into Reactor right here. An interesting choice. And then hopefully we'll be seeing him going to Factory, possibly going to a 1-1-1 style build here. We are going to be seeing the Reaper pop in now. And again, into the Stargate, we're going to see the same build out of Phoenix Tears we saw last game. So I'm sure he's playing for the same sort of game plan, just defend until carriers. Not quite the most interesting of games, but definitely a game plan that does in fact work. This Reaper being a little bit annoying, making its way around, working. He's going to rally his way across, round the corner. Going to try and get up this ramp, but he's going to get blocked off completely by these structures here. Back home, there's another 3 barracks there. So we've got a 3 racks build here. An interesting variation, one that looks like it's going to hit a little bit later. Normally you go for barracks gas on 3 racks, and don't take the second gas until you've got all 3 of your upgrades on the way. And yes, it looks looking like it's going to be a 3 racks build. But again, it is a very interesting variation. It's got far too much gas. So I'm wondering what he's going to be doing with that gas. Marauders aren't the most expensive gas-wise, and it's not looking like he'll be able to afford a factory anytime soon. However, with an Oracle moving out, he has got Marines in position here. Marauders as well, but I believe he might just skirt by and get himself in position that way. And oh look, there's an SCV following another SCV. What a pain. However, we have the Oracle moving in, trying to get some damage done, but there are Marines in position. He might just lose that Oracle if he's not careful. Whereas back at home, we still have a single Stalker, another Stalker in the back as well, and a second Oracle. We are going for the exact same game plan here as game number 1. Sorry, game number 3 even. Game number 1 for Phoenix Tears in this series. But I'm not quite happy about what Fredwinch is doing. It seems like a very odd version, because each of these 300 gas could have been 300 minerals. That's an extra 3 marauders there. Or God forbid 6 marines. Oh god, and both these oracles on very, very low health. It's 26 HP between them and an amount of shield. And there's no +1 either with this push either. Fredwinch is a bit all over the place with this match here. This is not sort of preparation that Team Terran needs right now. Phoenix is almost losing a Reaper again. All of them on very low health apart from this new one here. But he does get the tag down on this small Marine Marauder force. No +1, no combat shield finished up just yet, but he will do any second now. However, with the stasis wall coming down, he might end up stimming straight into this. Ah, nice move there, bringing the Reaper that was going to die anyway in to take the stasis ward hit. Oh, and this is just battered away so easily here by Phoenix Tears with the shield batteries, with the oracles, with the zealots and the stalkers. And unfortunately, it's just all a bit slower than the stalker force that Phoenix Tears, and he's able to clean up very, very quickly. This has been quite punishing here for Fredwinch. He's now floating quite a bit as well. But he's going to try and stabilize now with double eBay and starport with a reactor going down soon. Third base down as well. If Phoenix Tears can hold back for a long time, surely I think Fredwinch might be able to take this with the correct composition. So then the army of Fredwinch is being tagged, and it's got no medevacs out at the moment, so he can't really do much right now. You can go for the little attacks, but he's got no exit plan. If they get caught, they are dead if he goes to attack. However, it still might be an idea to move out and meet the medevacs a long way, since they are quite a bit faster than Bio, and they do have that boost. I don't actually remember what the ability is called, but they do have medevac boost, and they can catch up with the Bio across the map, making the timing a bit crisper here, especially if you think about +1/+1 finishing up as well. That sort of a timing attack. Trying to get as much damage done with that as possible. So we'll have the third base lifting off for Fredwinch here, while the third base for Phoenix Tears is fully saturated right now, going for the 2 gases as well. High Templar banking that energy, and I believe he actually has Storm. He does have Storm already, so he's ready to go for any form of engagement, and there's not much in the way of counters here for Fredwinch. There isn't any ghosts out, there's no liberators at the moment. He needs to build up that medevac count, and he's going to go for a bit of a move out here, pushing across the map. If he can get a decent splits down, unlike his colleague Phoenix, then maybe he can do pretty well against this army, but I think there might be too many charge lots here. With +1 and getting +2 on the way as well. Ghost Academy being slapped down now. However, I think it might be a little bit late here for Fredwinch. He's going to be moving out right now. Nice spread on this army here, but a little bit of splitting coming down. But he's going to rebunch his army back together as he goes for the A move. The storms were deadly. And healing of this army is going to cost a lot of medevac energy, which he really can't expend at this moment. He doesn't have any more medevacs out other than this one going for the drop. And it's going to be chased down here. Oh my god, the storms are beautiful here. The charge lots are going to clean up the rest of these marines here, I think. Having to pick up and get out of there, leaving half of the army to the fate of these charge lots. It's rather unfortunate. Oh, the medevac goes down as well. Everything dies here, and the Liberator needs to get itself sieged up very, very quickly here. But the position isn't greatest. Storm coming down on a lot of his own zealots here, having to pull the SEVs here. Storm's coming down on everything and still has plenty of energy for everything else. And it's looking like this might be a very quick game number 4 here for Phoenix Tears. There it goes. GG is called. Phoenix Tears is going to start making his way, bringing this series to a tie here. And that means we're going to have... I wonder who was our final player for Team Terran. It was Funkio. So it will be Funkio versus Phoenix Tears here, bringing this series rather close together right now. So we will have Catalyst being filled in now. Phoenix Tears versus Phoenix Tears. Not quite what the match was. Sorry, Miguel. There we are. Phoenix Tears winning that series. That game, rather. Bringing the series to a 2-2. So Phoenix Tears just completely out-macroed his opponent there. The build from Fredwin just wasn't quite precise enough to deal damage to Phoenix. It was a little too late, and it didn't quite have the same punch that it should have done. It wasn't able to stem in and do the damage required. Which is rather unfortunate. Hopefully Funkio can bring this back, take down the Phoenix Tears, and if he does, he'll probably have to face him again in another game, a rematch. So we've not seen much of Funkio actually playing. I don't believe we watched his qualification match, since I believe he came in 3rd. It was the 3rd qualification spot. So we've not actually seen Funkio play at all. So we are now in the lobby. Just need to give Funkio a good 2 minutes just to get himself warmed up a little bit there. Make sure he is ready for his match against Phoenix Tears. He needs to start bringing this back. I am worried here for Team Terran though. It seems like the final few players aren't quite of the same caliber as Phoenix Tears, which is quite a shame. So let's see then. We are already in the lobby. We're ready to get into game number 5 here. This could be one of our final matches. If Phoenix Tears goes down, he'll probably revive himself here and go up against Funkyo again. But if Funkyo goes down, that means we're going to see the revived player from Team Terran. Personally, I'm thinking that might be Phoenix. He has the best macro out of any of them, but I'm not sure. Fred Winch is also a possible competitor. Phoenix Tears is seeming to crush the Terrans right now. Might even get the all kill here. Like Solar as the Zerg team against Protoss. So we are now loading into our 5th game of this series. It is tied 2-2 between Team Terran and Team Protoss here. We will be loading ourselves into a Biogenesis Leather Edition. And I am very ready. My body is ready for this. The final 2 unrevived players of either team loading themselves in game, and probably we're going to see a decent macro game here. I don't think Funky is going to have any cheeses planned. So we are now loaded in game here. We are ready to get ourselves on the road here. So here we have spawning in the top left hand corner, representing Psionic Aftermath and Team Protoss. He is Phoenix Tears. And his opponent spawning down in the bottom right hand corner, representing Team Psystorm Community. He is Funkyo. Needs to start bringing it back for Team Terran, who have been on a 2-game lose streak right now. Needs to find a way to break what seems to be an impenetrable build from Phoenix Tears right now. With this Stargate build, no one seems to be preparing for it at all. Phoenix Tears is going to be out there waiting for possibly going to go for Proxy, but I doubt it in this corner of the map. He's not that cheesy, he's not that clever. In that sort of sense, he's a smart guy. Clever and tricky. But we are going to be seeing a Cyber Expand even this time. Which makes a change, in fact, from Phoenix's Tears normal build. It normally goes for a Gateway Expand. Going to stick down the eBay block right there. Oh, cheeky Funkyo. Going proper funky, but does lose the SEV. But with this eBay on a lot of health, he is probably glad he got that Cybercore down as early as he did to get the Stalker out ASAP. But this is going to be a very late Nexus coming out from Phoenix Tears here. But it does mean he's got more money for more mineral stuff. He could go for another Gateway if he wanted. Try and push out in the early game to try and punish Funkyo's greed. However, it's all down to what Phoenix Tears wants right here. He could go back for his Stargate plays. Now this eBay is going to get cancelled in a very swift fashion. Very well done by him. Oh, and just doesn't get the deny down this Nexus. So close there. If it had been half a second early, he would have got the deny down on the Nexus probe. And that would have been all but frustrating for Phoenix Tears. Funkyo going to make his way to probably build a bunker down here. Other front, make sure no Stalker shenanigans crack off of this front door. Because there is no ramp here, there's no way you can have a lack of bunker and just line up the Marines on the top. You need that bunker, otherwise you're going to have Stalkers kiting you. or they're just going to end up going round your units with all 3 of these entry paths. Phoenix is now finally going to be finishing up his Nexus very, very soon. 2 gates down, no Stargates before the gateway. But we are probably going to see Oracles out from this Stargate right here. Nice and early stim here. We're going to be seeing a 3 racks play out of Funkio, but with 3 CC on the back of it. Very different to how who was it? It was Fredwinge played it. He was going to go for the normal 2-base style, but he didn't quite have everything lined up. So Funkio style is a little bit different here. Will we be seeing combat shields as well? It's looking like we will have combat shields as well, and quite a few Marauders will be popping as well, along with +1 as soon as possible. Oracle popping his head and getting nothing done right now. There's too many Marines there to push this away. Whereas back at home, Phoenix has his Stalkers all set up, ready to possibly move out, possibly just hang around, wait for drops, wait for any incursions from Funkio, which will be this 3 racks play, which is now going to factory. Nice early factory timing there. Double Oracle coming out, getting quite a few kills here, gonna be able to possibly clean up these Marines, but he didn't quite want to take the risk. Did back away. Once you get possibly a 3rd Oracle out, he'll then maybe move in and try and kill these Marines. But we will have a missile turret out first, so any more damage to the mirror line won't really occur en masse. Revelation coming down on top of the army, making sure that Phoenix knows exactly where Funkio's army is. That is actually on the little bit of the small side right now. Saying he did go 3 racks. That 3rd CC has actually hindered his army, because his combat shield, his +1 is going to be finishing up soon, and he's got no units to really act on it. He hasn't really got that great ball of fire that is Bio to crush his opponent with, which is a rather bit of a shame. Do see Phoenix trying to get a bit of mineral line damage done, but with the missile turret in place, is not quite able to get anything done. Oh, and these Oracles moving right into the Marines. Only gets away with 2 of their lives, losing 1, closely near losing 2. Guys, you're praying for Funkio in the chat. I appreciate it. Really do. We need those Terran prayers for Funkio. He needs to be able to do it here. Who is currently up in supply and in army supply here, and is finally going to go for this big move out here. But Storm is on its way. There are a single High Templar out. It will be ready to storm. One more High. Oh, hello! I keep clicking the wrong button there. We do have more Archons. Even no more Storm will be ready when it is done. And there is a big Bioforce moving out across the map here. No Medivacs in tow just yet. Stims going down. Costly stims. And here are the Medivacs. Stutter Step is good against these charge lots. Not letting the rest of the units take any deal any damage. But the Medivacs were dangerously low. One more shot from a Stalker and they are dead. Oh, but the Archons are just so strong here. Able to crush these Marines and Marauders. How much health has that medevac even got in his wrist? Can go at 13 health? That's a single attack from more or less any anti-air unit here, including a Stalker. A single shot takes it down. Everything inside dies. Nightmare. Nastiness. And it's looking like Phoenix will take a nice, strong, secure third base here after defending. And it's going to start banking up on these High Templar for his storms. Will Funkio be able to split very well? I do wonder. Taking a large concave around the Protoss army is key to not dying to storms. A little bit of a Bioforce moving in. Kind of suiciding. There is no exit strategy for these apart from just stimming and running away. Kind of works, but it's not the greatest of ways of doing things. Right now we're going to see a Ghost Academy coming down for Funkio. Hopefully he can get those Ghosts used properly. Get the EMPs down on the Archons, on the High Templar. And then hopefully the Bio will be able to clean up on the rest of the Gateway Force that Phoenix Tears has. Funkio moving out for his fourth base here. These intrepid Marine Marauders making their way back home. Medevac's going to heal them up. And going to be in a big addition to his army here. Ghosts being pumped out 2 at a time, like on the Ark. However, there is no Liberators or anything of the sort out just yet. It's literally just going to be Bio, Mine, and Ghost to try and deal with this Protoss army that is slowly and steadily building up in numbers, building up in High Templar count and energy. It's getting scarier by the moment, with more and more charge loss being morphed in as well. Void Rays on the way now. More Stargates have been completed. And a Fleet Beacon down as well. It's looking like Phoenix Tears is opting to go for that Stargate transition into the late game here. So we'll soon be hopefully seeing a little bit of action. Maybe a mine drop. But both of these players looking fairly happy with staying at home, macroing up into a late game army here. And out come the Tempests. They're en route right now out of these Stargates. And this, I think, will be the turning point here for this match here. Ghosts building up in count here. Plenty of them. There'll be more than enough to EMP this entire army. And the EMPs do so much versus Protoss armies because it does AoE damage of 100 to shields and energy. Meaning just by themselves they're doing a lot of damage that the Bio do not need to do anymore. And they can cut straight through the army, the health of these units. Marine having a bit of a scout, seeing that fourth base down and in place. Whereas these Zealots are going to see if they can try and clean up these Marines and Marauders scouting, and then try and get some damage done in the mineral lines of Funkio. Zealot's going to be probably not going to go for the central tower at all. He's going to go instead for the orbital. And then are eventually going to get cleaned up very quickly by that large Bioforce. Funkio having a massive upgrade advantage here. +2 to +2. But he also has that +1 armor as well. The Phoenix Tears really needs, because that really keeps these Zealots in the line of fire there. Keeps them alive for as long as possible. So that's all going to be wrapping around. The rest of the army is going to come in. Storm's coming down. Ghost caught right at the back. No EMP is going to go down, but Widow Mines, big Widow Mine connections on the Zealot side, is going to force Phoenix Tears off the chase. Carriers now in production for Phoenix Tears. He's going to be transitioning into that unbeatable late game army here. And finally we're going to see another pair of Stargates finishing up here. One with the Tech Lab. I think the other will have a reactor as well. Maybe go Mass Liberator. But I think Mass Viking will be a much more apt solution here. Good EMP down on quite a lot of those. In fact, all of those High Templar got EMP'd there. Losing half of their energies, but not completely draining it. Ooh. Good EMPs going down on all those High Templar, meaning they will need to merge together now, but but the Ghosts are just sacrificing themselves, and this can't happen. These Archons need to go home as well. The fuck is called the G, is called the GG. And there it is, Phoenix Tears. It's gonna bring the series to a 3-2 apiece. Meaning that we will now have all of our Terran players eliminated for now. Meaning they've now got the chance to revive one of their players for a final match against Phoenix Tears. Ooh, I'm wondering, who will Phoenix, Team Captain Phoenix, play against player Team Captain as well, Phoenix Tears? So map 6 will be on Acid Plant for our final match, final Terran player. And what could very well be our final match here is Phoenix Tears seems to have gone completely uncontested against his Terran counterparts. As we can see in this bracket here, Phoenix has taken that 3-2 lead there. And now Phoenix, Team Captain Phoenix, needs to choose who is he going to play up against Phoenix Tears. I'm hoping not for Phoenix, just to prevent a confusing Phoenix Tears game. But it is definitely possible. So we will be getting to Acid Plant Lobby, and I wonder who will Phoenix be playing as their final player. So then, looking at that, I wonder who will Phoenix be playing. Let's head back to the AFK screen while we wait for the decision to be made. Let's see, waiting for the name of the Terran Ace. I am really looking forward to this match. I wonder if Phoenix Tears can bring this back, but I think the Zerg may have this. If this is the way the Terrans are going about it, my prediction would be that the Zerg team will possibly even 4-0 the Team Terran in our next series. However, Phoenix Tears needs to prove his worth to Team Protoss and take down the final ace Terran here. What are your guys' thoughts in the chat? Again, still we are just waiting on the ace player's name for this match. Hopefully we'll get it rather soon. We have been waiting quite a few minutes now. So it's looking like we'll have Funkio as our returning player here. We're going to have a returning match between Phoenix Tears and Funkio. If you would like to join the lobby, that would be beautiful. And then we can get ourselves into our final match here. I'm sorry about the delay, guys. Hopefully very soon we can get into this, what could be our final game here. So we do now have Funkio in the lobby, and hopefully we can get the countdown going as soon as possible. Both players are readying up, and soon the countdown will begin. Let's get ourselves into this game, which will be on Acid Plant. What could be the deciding match of this Terran versus Protoss Race War Best of 7 All Kill. we have got ourselves in game here. So it is. So here we are, spawning in the top left-hand corner of Acid Plant Ladder Edition. We have our orange player so far undefeated in this series. He is Phoenix Tears. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, a player just coming off a loss last game to this very player. He is Funkio. So I wonder, will either of these players be mixing up their builds for this match? We'll be seeing a very similar 3-rank style out of Funkio, as we do see the very similar gas first out of... sorry, no, this is Barracks gas, I believe, even, out of Funkio. And the other side, we will be having Gateway expand. Phoenix Tears back to his normal roots here. No need for a Cybercore this early. And indeed, the Reaper coming out as a Barracks gas build. Probe having a look around. Sees what's up the ramp, sees what's around. And then he's going to head straight back home. Ready to mine again, ready to actually give worth to the Protoss economy here. A little bit of SCV shenanigans trying to get on here, trying to do a bit of worker harass while he can still scout out his opponent. We are going to see a Stalker croning out very, very quickly here. Just in time to catch this Reaper. But it is halfway done. This main base is a complete mercy of this Reaper. And the Reaper is apparently the mercy of itself, even. Not going to get any kills before this Stalker comes out. And the Stalker could almost kills this Reaper. Oh, he's just teasing this Stalker right here with this. A single shot and that Reaper is dead. A bit of red paint on the floor. Not much left for him, but the CC is finishing up now. And we're going to see a third one starting up straight away as well. So we are going to be seeing a very similar 3-rack style as well. Banking up a lot of gas here. A little unnecessarily, but we are also going to see a third rack to come down very shortly as well. I'm not sure, but I think Funkio actually needs to attack that little bit quicker to actually deal damage to Phoenix Tears here. Because he relies a lot on his Stargate. But in fact, no, he's going to go Robo this game. Will he be going for some sort of charge lot play? Will he be going for heavy Stalkers with Immortals? I wonder, that's what we're going to find out very soon. As we do see the Twilight starting up here. Whether it be for Blink or Charge or even Glaives, which we'll have to find out here. Third CC about done now. Funkio that little bit behind in workers here. He needs this third CC to catch up in workers because it's just not building them at the moment. It's completely forgetting to build these SCVs, which is going to be a massive problem because Phoenix Tears constantly building probes is 10 workers ahead. And this is not a good start here for Team Terran if they are to beat their rivals Team Protoss here. Second gas being finished up here for Funkio. It's going to be going to those gaseous units such as possibly tanks if he's feeling funky and all, but mainly going to be Medivacs. As this third base does finish up now. Not for many SCVs being produced at all right now. This is very worrying here for Funkio because he does not want to be going for any sort of 2-base play, 1-base play. He's trying to go macro here, but he just doesn't have the SCV count right now. And this is massively worrying. Our Phoenix tiers across the map is going to be going for a 2 observers into a warp prism here, and it's going to go for a lot of adepts, and Glaze is going to be finishing up very, very soon as well. This is looking like it's going to be a mass adept, possibly all in here, off of 2 bases. This is a surprisingly common build, to be honest, and it will just murder this 3-Rax if he's not careful. Third base still up and running. Now eventually catching up in worker supply here. Adepts still making their way across the map here. With glaives complete, they should be able to start shredding their way through these Marines. +1 as well would have made a massive difference. However, you can't afford everything. You can't have everything in the world. The Sentry and another Adept are going to come down. Another Adept warp in going to happen. Sentry probably going to bring in the Guardian Shield very, very soon. And he's going to try and engage, but there's just so many Marines here. The recall goes down, trying to save as much as possible. But damn, that was not what Phoenix Tiers was wanting nor expecting there. This has not gone to plan for Phoenix Tiers at all. It's floating a lot of gas, and I don't believe there's a Templar Archives on the field either. There it is, it's just being slapped down. My bad. However, still we have Funkyo very far behind in worker supply round. A good 8 behind her. While meanwhile back at home we have a lot of adepts being warped in here. Templar Archives finishing up, able to soak up a lot of that spare gas. Phoenix getting a bit nervous, I think. Having to place down a lot of pylons because he is quite supply blocked here. So it's very worrying here for our Protoss player that looked very much on the ball in the previous 3 games. Is now probably getting quite fatigued and tired. I do worry, and Phoenix Tiers does not want to engage until this +1 is finished. He's got another 10 seconds, but he's going to try and engage now. It's 5 seconds, it's on the clock. And all of a sudden, these adepts will do so much more damage once it's done. Going to try and engage. The best way of going engaging this will be shading right on top of this army here, rather than trying to engage it from the front. Let's get the shade out, Phoenix. You need to shade on top of these units. Try and get them from every angle. Stop them from running away here. But the Widow Mines are going to get right off on the front of all of these adepts. And in comes absolutely everything. Oh, getting the Widow Mine splash damage on top of the bio was a massive, brutal hit for them. There goes the shade. Needs to go right on top of that Terran army. Oh, the Widow Mine splash damage nearly kills all of the medevacs there. So close. And that was a decent defense there. He's up in worker supply. He needs to take that 3rd base and he can start pressing an advantage. So it looks like Phoenix Tiers might even try and move out across the map here. He knows he's killed off the majority of his opponent's army, and he's mainly just a bio player and he's not got a lot of home here, so he could just end the game here and now. Ghost Academy coming down. He's spending a lot of money on getting more and more infrastructure rather than having that army. Being behind in worker supply this entire time has caused him to be rather behind in army supply as well, so this army just is not looking very good here for Funkyo. But beautiful Widow Mine shots here, getting on absolutely everything. It's looking like it might be a great engagement here for Funkyo, being able to clean up a lot of these adepts here. But the Widow Mines, again, are going to get great connections off on these adepts. And it's only Marauders left, and the adepts are just tickling them. Oh man, this is on a nice edge here. And it's looking like Funkyo might just take the advantage here. Just not after losing quite a large portion of his army here. Now Phoenix is taking his third base, but with nothing at home. Very, very little in the way of army at home here. Very weak to counterattack and harassment from especially these Liberators. A massive throwaway of his army here could cause and spell the end of this game for Funkyo, for Phoenix Tears even. The triple drop heading off into the main. There just isn't a lot here to defend. This might very well be it for Phoenix Tears. Is he going to be able to get... Oh, he's going to get the feedback on every single one of them, and does just sort of hovers away. He's not trying to escape. It's more just trying to distract his opponent, I think, from this Liberator, which will be coming down into the mineral line. But the big drop off here and being completely surrounded by these adepts is massive. Being pulled at this Liberator, doing 3 kills there. I'm going to try and finish off the last of these medevacs. Now equal on army supply. On worker supply even, we do have both these players on 3 bases. And both neck and neck in terms of army supply nearly as well. However I say that, but now Funkyo has taken a 30 lead in total supply here. This is not looking good for Phoenix Tears at all. After Funkyo not taking the greatest of early games, has decided to bring it back into the mid game here. To a position exactly where he wants himself. Liberator sieging up at the back of this mineral line, but he's going to get shooed away by this Stalker, but the Stalker's just in range. Oh, excuse me. Large Bioforce collecting up at home, Ghosts in as well. It's looking like Funkyo might actually take this game here off the hands of Phoenix Tears if he can start to press the issue, deny this third base. Liberators doing God's work here for Funkyo. Just able to take it down. Large numbers of ghosts coming out now on a ready to move out. We're going to see a nuke or with a single ghost in a medevac. Surely this should mean maybe a ghost drop or something along those lines. Maybe even just trying to get the EMP down on the High Templars. It's looking like Funky is actually trying to move out here. Funkyo EMPing his own medevacs? I'm a little confused. However, Funkyo is now going to try and move out with no medevac support right now. No Liberators either, but with more moving out as well. I think he's just really scared of observers. There he goes, he gets it after 2 scans, and he will be seeing the Protoss move out as well as a side effect. And will he be prepared? Oh, massive storms and massive Widow Mine hits on those Zealots there. Big warp in of 6 Zealots were also coming in as well. But I don't think this bio is completely prepared. The friendly fire, the storms going down as well on all of these Widow Mines mean this might be quite an easy cleanup here for Phoenix Tears. Nice storms coming down on those Widow Mines. And all of a sudden, there's not a lot left here, but EMPs on absolutely everything. Archons finally trying to be morphed here. And all these Archons are going to go down very, very quickly. The BM from Funkyo saying out.
Game paused.
Oh. God. Phoenix Tears putting his foot down on the BM against these tournaments. Ouch. It's not very often you have players BM like this. Oh well, let's see what the resolution is here. Maybe we'll see the final part of this game, or maybe Phoenix Tears will not have enough. I do wonder.
Game resumed.
Righto then. So we'll continue here with this game, and Funkyo with this large Bioforce extra CC is going to be moving out to take additional resources as well.
Game paused.
And here we go again. Oh god. I think he's referring to lifting off his all his CCs. Venus is pulling rank on Funkyo now. Now then, I wonder if we're going to keep pausing, or if we're going to carry on with this game. I wonder. I don't think this was anything aimed at to Phoenix directly with that LOL. However, let's see.
Game resumed.
A little bit jarring that was. However, we are now back in the game. We're going to see Funkyo moving out with his Bio Ghost army here. Observer in tow. He's going to be able to see this army, and he's going to get... Oh. Feedbacks on the medevacs there. A little bit of a wasted storm. Phoenix Tears angry and confused. What is he going to be able to do against the army of Funkyo here? It's going to load up here. It's going to boost towards possibly the main base here. But is Phoenix Tears going to be ready there? Do wonder. As we do see an contingent of Funkyo's army moving around to the corner, and another big force. Oh, the storm was massive. Having the two forces on either side of the map is not a good idea when there's large amounts of storm going on. But 21 workers going down here for Phoenix Tears, but half of Funkyo's army is gone. I think Phoenix Tears can just take the attack here, possibly. There's not much ready here at home. There's a lot being produced. However, Phoenix, I think, is just going to press the issue. Try and go for the storms on top of these armies. Good EMPs on top of Phoenix Tears armies. War Prism is going to get snatched there. And Phoenix Tears is just going to move out across the map to Funkyo. Just going to break down these rocks, try and get his way into the third base here of Funkyo. is going to tear absolute havoc through the mineral line here. And in the meantime, Funkio is also going to try and attack the base here of Phoenixes, but with no medevacs, this is going to be an extremely weak army here. It's going to be taken down by maybe a storm or two. A good Archon as well might take this all down. Oh, a good Widowmine hit there on top of his own forces, but if Phoenix can get on top of the production here and get enough charge loss out to try and deal with this. Oh, but the EMPs are there, so I think very soon we might see a GG. It just needs 5 more minerals. It needs this one probe to cash in that can get 2 more High Templar for an Archon, but that's going to be GG. Funkio is going to take it, and that's going to be a 4-0 victory there for Team Terran. I think that's correct. I get a feeling it's not correct. No, it's now 3-3. It's now 3-3. Do forgive me, guys. It's a very long cast. Oh, excuse me. Why am I getting achievements? I did good, guys. I did good. I got a lot of achievements. Volt, tell us a joke. I am not telling jokes. I am... Oh, Jesus Christ. But I'll tell you a joke. ZVP. Goddamn, 4-0. Oh, damn. So welcome, guys. Cheers for tuning in for what should soon be our final match here. It's now 3-3. The winner of this game takes the series here for their representative team, whether it be Team Terran or Team Protoss. Let me know in the chat who you guys are supporting. Are you on Team Terran or are you on Team Protoss here? So it looks like we're going to have Poison playing up against we'll be playing up against Funkio. So Poison versus Funkio in the final map, which will be on Backwater. Poison versus Funkio. Poison not quite pulling off what she wanted to in her map on Catalyst. It was against Phoenix. Not the Phoenix Tears, which played just the Terran Phoenix for Team Terran. But maybe against a player like Funkio, a much more economical Terran, she might do a bit better. Splitting out his forces quite a bit more. We'll have to see. That is depends if she has the same game plan though. But I'm surprised that Phoenix Tears isn't playing himself. I think that might just be because he's tired and everything. It's quite late, but it's nice and early in the Americas where Poison is. Right, so we are ready here in this lobby with Funkio and Poison lined up on Backwater LE for the final match between Terran and Protoss. Whew. So now that we are loaded into game for what is our final match of the series, I should get everything set up here. We can then get ourselves in game and on the way to finding out who will be winning in this series. Both these players commenting that they are both in Psystorm and Psystorm community. So without further ado, we do have spawning in the bottom right hand corner, representing Team Psystorm Gaming. Currently won the last game, knocking out Phoenix Tears. He is Funkio. And his opponent spawning in the top left hand corner, making a surprise return to me. She is representing Psystorm Gaming. She is Poison. Opting to go for what could be a Gateway Cyber then expand out of Poison right here against what I believe to be a Barracks Gas build out of Funkio. We could see the same 3 Rex build for a third time here out of Funkio in this final decider match, opening Reaper. Poison a little bit late with her Nexus there. Taking it around rather late. And also making a bit of a div at the BM regard there. Oh damn. Oh man. So friendly, I love it. Some people might think of it as BM, but it is genuinely very friendly. So we're going to see a reactor rather than a tech lab being produced out for Funkio on that barracks, having to cancel it because it was the wrong choice, and a Reaper making its way across. Funkio with the patrolling SCV, making sure that no quick and cheesy third Nexus is going to go down very shortly, and jumps up into the main trying to find out what's up. Gonna get maybe a probe kill. Not quite. There goes the probe kill. And he's gonna get chased away by this Adept that should popped out now. Again, an interesting choice against Terran. Stalker is normally the better choice, just because Adepts can get shut down so easily, unless you're going for a Adept heavy style. Similar to what Phoenix did versus even Funkio in the last game, where they tried to open Adept and go for some sort of Glaives push. It would be a Glaives all in or anything like that. Funkio's Reaper getting pushed away by this Adept. Shay gonna come down on top of it, and that might just be enough to, oh, not quite enough to kill it. And a third base being finished up here for Funkio. His economic style working at it again, and this time he is actually building SUVs, folks. This is something new to behold. Although I take that back. I do genuinely take that back. As we stop seeing any more Marines being built here by Funkio, and he's going to start to lose this probe advantage very, very quickly. Reaper popping back in, going to get a nice kill there. 3 kills in total, killing so many probes before this Adept can even react. The Oracle is moving out across the map in a similar fashion to what Phoenix Tiers did, but I think we've got a completely different game plan out for Poison as we do for Phoenix Tiers. Missile turrets already in place for Funkio, so this Oracle isn't going to do too much. It's going to tickle the outer SCVs on the gases, but it's not really going to do too much. It's going to try and get a little bit of damage done, but the momentum keeps driving this Oracle forward into the range of the missile turret. And Funkio, despite being on 3 CCs, is still behind it in that SCV mark. But that's not where he gains his advantage. He gains his advantage in his engagements, taking those beautiful ghost control. SCV still patrolling backwards and forwards, energetically doing a bit of a beat test there, waiting for that third Nexus to come down for Poison. Four more gateways coming down for Poison. No Twilight, so this is it. This is what she's choosing to go for, these non-glaive adepts. Not the greatest of units, but followed with Immortals here. I am worried about what Poison is planning to do here. There is finally the Twilight Council. SCV stopped doing its bleep testing just because that probe was in the way there. Gonna build a pylon down there, bring a stalker out and try and deal with this Joker down here. Immortal gonna get the kill. It's kill stealing. And all meanwhile, we have our 3 racks push going to be coming out for Funkio. We're going to see Poison just marauding around the map, trying to find out what's going on in the world, but it's also leaving her quite vulnerable to drops, to harassment, both the main and the third base down here. Which is rather worrying, as she does get her Oracle into the main base here, having a look what's going on, seeing these medevacs being pumped out. Gonna get the revelation on one of the medevacs, but none of the army. Third base still not fully saturated here. The Oracle is just going to happily fly away into its own little corner of the map, probably retire. So it's now going to be moved out across the map, trying to get a little bit of scouting off, clear out these Marines that have got the zone of control of these towers. Revelation coming down a large part of this Terran army here that does rather dwarf this little army here of Poisons. But with these shield batteries coming down, she should be just fine, I believe. And Poison going to be pushing out here, trying to push away this Terran army, make sure he doesn't deal with this. Oh man, the stutter step is strong, and these and just gets the shield batteries finished just in time to try and deal with this, and I think it will be enough to push this all back. Just the extra health that these shield batteries do provide. However, at what cost? All of the energy is out. And the Phoenixes are in position to try and deal with this drop here. It's now dropping straight into the main here, in between all of the production. And I don't think there's enough here to try and deal with Funkio's attack. And this could be a very quick end to this series with a 4-3 victory for the Terrans. However, I don't think it's over just yet. There's a little bit of fight left in Poison, but I am expecting the GG any moment now. Poison never giving in. That's her thing, especially when we saw yesterday with her series against Xenadact with the cannon rushes, swapping bases over and over again. And this is going to be no different. Poison is going to try her hardest to stay in this game for as long as possible before it is completely and utterly hopeless. She's still kept a lot of her probes alive. She's still got that probe advantage here over her opponent. However, it's just the army lead of Funkio that is just so scary right now. But he is now going to drop into the back here and start getting that probe damage done. He's going to snipe down this Nexus, try his very well hardest to try and get Poison out of this game without taking any direct engagement at the front where all these shield batteries are. Down drops the remaining forces. There's quite a few reinforcements at home I think that he should bring over and try and go for one final push against Poison in the front. Take down her final Nexus here. She only has one more building and it's nowhere near going to be complete before Funkio could possibly push. More CCs coming down, more barracks going down. Funkio is getting ready to finish this game. But with a Colossi out now and another one halfway done, being chronoed out, this is going to be a little more difficult than before. He's going to get the full surround, he's going to target down the Colossi, kill it in an instant with the 2+2 weapons, and it's going to be GG. GG 4-3 victory for Team Terran over Team Protoss as Funkyo takes it in the final map on Backwater LE. Meaning the Funkyo will finish off this series. And the Team Terran is now tied up with Team Zerg. 1-1 victory, meaning that Team Protoss, fortunately, has gone down 0-2. Oh, damn. And what does that mean for Team Zerg then? I've not seen most of them guys play. So I wonder, what is Miguel's next step then? Are we taking a break? Or does he have something else in plan? And that is the end there of the TVP bracket. Take a good look at it, because that's it. Phoenix Tears taking all the wins there for Team Protoss. Poison not quite able to do it in either of her games, and Xenodactyl, poor guy, just left in the sidelines.